Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a Sacred Union Energy Update. Today we're going to be looking at the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. I have a feeling we're going to be focused on the Divine Feminine, however. We'll be looking to both, but Divine Feminine's been going through quite a lot. And it feels like this equinox energy has been coming through with this energy of rebirth. If you would like to book an equinox reading special with me, those are available for the rest of this week. To see what is shifting in your journey or your connection, make sure you check out the bookings at susandunspiritual.com. However, it feels like there's this rebirth energy that's coming through, and you've been going through this for quite a long time. Both masculine and both feminine energies have been experiencing this rebirth energy for quite a while now, and it's really starting to anchor in. However, with that comes some residual clearing. Let's put it that way. Residual clearing of that soul sludge, debris that still might be anchored into your subconscious. Now, this is triggers, this is past patterns, this is programming that is still kind of being rewired, that is still being shifted, that is still being transmuted. So before this new beginning can fully be anchored, what you're doing is you're clearing old energy, especially as you and your partner are coming into reunion. This is especially specific for connections. So as you're coming into reunion, if you've had a period of separation, of lack of communication, of lack of seeing each other, however this is going to play out, everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different. So however this plays out, if you had been in that so-called separation energy, and remember, separation is just an illusion. You've always been going through this journey together. It was just the patterns, the programming, the illusion that you were ever separate from one another. As you have been closing out those cycles of separation, you're coming back into communication. And if you were already in communication, it's a higher level of communication. It's more commitment to each other. It's more devotion to each other. It's more harmony and peace and love with one another. That is what true union is all about. It is about the harmony, it's about the peace, it's about the love. And so the more you move through the ending of the old cycle and into the new, which we've been channeling for quite a while now, into the energy of the new, the more peace, harmony, and love you will feel with one another. So I feel like Divine Feminines, you are really just clearing the energy and embodying, anchoring in, especially for you, the new. And you really are seeing evidence of this in your physical world, where things feel more peaceful, where you're just not standing for conflict anymore, where you are just stepping away from drama, you're stepping away from chaos, you're stepping away from anything that does not feel like it's aligned to your truth anymore. And what is the truth? The truth is love. The truth is peace. The truth is harmony. The truth is anything that feels like home to your soul. You are stepping away from anything that is just not aligned to that truth and to your soul. And so this is where you are really just stepping up in your sacred embodiment, which is a really beautiful energy. The Divine Masculines are struggling a little bit. I feel like there is a little bit of a tower moment. And as I was pulling some cards, just to kind of see what's going on, I was pulling this card from my Tarot in Translation deck. Let me get it, because they're calling me to it, so that's what we do. I just wanted to do a quick check-in and see what's going on for masculines, what's going on for feminines. So I was using my Tarot in Translation deck. It is a message deck based on the tarot cards. It's available in my Etsy shop. And what I got, there it is, for the masculine was this tower energy, and that's exactly what I'm feeling. Now, this could be your own inner masculine, which is learning how to really just anchor into that stability, anchor into that sense of peace, anchor into that sense of safety and new foundation. So this could be for both, but we're talking about sacred partners here. So this is for those of you who are specifically on the ascension journey with a sacred partner, where you might come together, grow, evolve. Could be through triggers, could be through some tension that you experience, but you show each other your shadows and you show each other your light. Now, what it feels like is the past cycle of your journey that had been coming to an end. We channeled that about a year ago with the Journey's End channeling. We've been moving through this transition since then of closing out the cycles and moving to higher heart ascension. The previous cycle of your journey had been all about showing each other your shadows, holding up the mirror so that you could see your true self. Now, that was not always easy. Remember, a shadow is not always darkness. A shadow is where there is light as well. You need the light in order to see the shadows. You need the shadow in order to understand the light. It is both one and the same. It's two parts to one whole, and that's exactly what you are with your connection. You are two parts to one whole with your sacred partner. And so it does not mean that you are not whole within yourself. You have the masculine and the feminine principle within you. That is your own wholeness. When you come together with a sacred partner, it is their masculine and their feminine energies, which are a direct mirror of you. It is that one energy. You are one. That is what that twin flame energy is all about. It is your masculine embodied in another person, or it is your feminine embodied in another person. But that's not always easy to see. And I don't like to use the word twin flame so much. That's why I call it divine counterparts or sacred partners, because that truly is what it is. It is a sacred connection. We might mirror other people. Other people might hold up the mirror to us. We are all part of this collective, this global collective. We are all threads in the same tapestry of creation. However, you and your partner truly are one. Your masculine embodied is you. And so as you continue to work on yourself and heal your patterns, you are able to see that reflected in your partner and in your relationship. You can feel them. You can understand them. You feel that feeling of home and belonging in a way that you might not have experienced before. It is a deep-seated soul connection. And so your masculine is the masculine energy within you. And your feminine energy is your person's feminine energy within them. It's just mirrored. And so what happens is you experience a lot of the triggers and a lot of the pain within this journey, not because that's what you're meant for, not because that's what you deserve, but because you are healing and clearing those energies. And your person is the greatest catalyst for your growth. You are the greatest catalyst for your person's growth as well, because you are showing each other who you are. And I don't mean the human identity. The human identity is a beautiful thing, and I do not ever want to negate that. That's what we're here to do. We're here to balance the spiritual nature of who we are in truth as connected to God's source with the human experience. We would not be incarnated if we were not meant to have and even enjoy the human experience. To learn from the human experience. It is the greatest school that we could ever attend for our soul evolution. But we are meant, through this experience, to remember that we truly are soul. And that's what you do with each other. You show each other that truth beyond the human identity that we don't negate, but that we integrate as one aspect of our soul self. And that can be difficult because we have a lot of programming and a lot of pain and a lot of trauma, not just from this experience, but from previous incarnations, past lifetimes, ancestral programming, societal programming, conditioning. We have so much that is running through our program right now. And what we do is we clear the program from all that pain and all that trauma and all those habits and all those addictions. Anything that is not true to who we are, so that we can learn to embody the soul of ourselves, so that we can learn to express ourselves. And what are we doing when we're expressing ourselves? We're expressing love. When we express ourselves from the heart space, without fear of how is somebody going to react, or how is somebody going to view me, or how is somebody going to perceive me, or is this person going to understand me or accept me? When we remove all of that and just accept ourselves in true harmony with our soul self, in true harmony with God's source, then we are embodying the soul of who we are. And that is what we're meant to be doing in this human incarnation. Returning to that truth, returning to the soul of who we are. You and your partner are the greatest love story. It has been mired in conditioning and false beliefs and programming and past pain and past trauma that keeps repeating on a loop within the egoic mind. And the more that you heal that and understand yourself, know yourself so that you know the program that's running, the more you are aware of yourself and you hold yourself accountable to your own healing, the more peace is brought into your life and the more peace is brought into your connection. It all starts and ends with love. I feel like divine masculines are going through a tower moment in which they are really becoming conscious of that and conscious of themselves. They might have been spiritual and understanding of spiritual concepts, but a conscious awareness of themselves is a different level. Divine feminines, you have been here on this journey as well. And so when this card came out, it was just confirmation. You've been stuck in stagnant energy for too long. And now the universe is stepping in to push you out of your comfort zone. It's change or be changed, as resistance will only prolong hardship. Allow the energy to flow as you embrace what is shifting in your life. And then the alternate message is also important here. You're experiencing a revelation or breakthrough that is rocking the very foundation of your life. Reflect on what is being shown to you and how you can take steps to create something more stable than before. From the tower comes the sun. The sun, the sunshine, the happiness, the breakthrough, the revelation comes from the tower moment. It's Kali Ma energy. She always reminds us that from destruction comes creation. The old us, the old life, the old paradigm, all has to crumble in order for the new to take place. But the ego holds on out of comfort, out of familiarity, out of fear, out of safety. Does not like change. But the more we're willing to let go and embrace that change, the more we're able to step into a better and higher version of ourselves. I feel like Divine Feminine has really embraced change, has really embraced and surrendered to the letting go of whatever needs to crumble, whatever needs to be dismantled in order for the new to be created. And she's feeling this energy. I feel like the Divine Masculine has been having a little bit of a harder time, but they are working through it. And I feel like I'm hearing Spirit giving them a round of applause because it has been very challenging for them. I'm looking back over the past several years. Spirit is guiding me to the past several years of our readings and how we have channeled just this reluctance and this hesitancy from Divine Masculine because they didn't think they were deserving, because they had been in such a distorted energy for so long. It was almost like they couldn't believe that they could be divine. They couldn't believe that they could be magical. They couldn't believe that they could be worthy of love, especially God's source's love, especially your love, Divine Feminine. And throughout the course of their own transition and their own transformation, they have been recognizing that love within themselves. That's their own self-worth. They've been turning the mirror on themselves and looking at themselves and saying, I can do this. I can do this. I am love. I am soul. Really recognizing themselves, not with the expectations or the obligations or the duty or the criticisms that other people have forced upon them, but they themselves, and recognizing too, Divine Feminines, that you have always viewed them in this light, but they didn't always view themselves in that light, and so they reflected that back to you, which caused mistreatment and poor behavior and a lot of in and out and ghosting and everything that we've experienced on this journey. Caused a lot of heartbreak for you, Divine Feminines, but it was because they were broken themselves. Divine Feminines, you have learned how to just step into your power through that. You have learned to just rise and be strong and be courageous while softening your heart, while not stepping into the distortions yourself, while you have been just opening your heart. And Spirit's giving you accolades for that too, because man, that has been a tough journey. To keep your heart open and trusting in your intuition and loving yourself through all of this journey, this very difficult journey. Not easy, not easy at all, but well done. Well done for you as well. What does that mean for your union? It means a new understanding, is what I'm hearing. A new understanding of yourselves and a new understanding of your connection. It means learning how to honor yourselves and learning how to honor each other as true divine counterparts, as equals, as partners, as equal matches to each other, as divine love, as sacred. There's a new understanding that is taking root here, a new foundation that's being formed. You're paving a new path for yourselves. And when I say for yourselves, I mean for your partnership. As one, you're paving a new path as one. We had channeled a long time ago that it was like this circle here where you had that soul recognition as divine counterparts, and you had kind of, even if you were in partnership with each other, even if you were, in communication the whole time, and some counterparts are in communication the whole time. That was my story. Some counterparts go lack of communication, whatever is meant for the soul growth and the soul journey. No matter what, there's some individuality that has to happen, some individual growing and some individual paths that have to happen before you come together in that true unity, in that true partnership. And that's where you've been. No matter which way your relationship has played out, you were on this path of individual growth, even if you were doing it together, because this circle here, this line here, it's one line. You have been traveling in union with each other, even if it hasn't felt like it. That is the illusion of separation. Your partner might have been here, you might have been here, and it might have felt like there was this great chasm between you guys, this great abyss, this great distance, and so much space between you guys. It might have felt that way, but in truth, you were always doing this together, on the same trajectory, on the same frequency, in the same vibration, the same energy. I'm hearing the same harmonic love. And so what's happening is now you're on that path with one another, paving that new pathway.